I got into MacBooks pretty late actually. About half a year into running my channel, I used the money I earned from platform bonuses to buy my very first MacBook. At the time, everything about this 2011 MacBook Air felt brand new to me. The completely different operating system, the elegant and minimalist design, and especially that glowing logo on the back. It was absolutely gorgeous. Fast forward a year and a half, I went from that MacBook Air to a MacBook Pro and then back to a MacBook Air powered by the M1 chip. But I'm a nostalgic person and I really wanted to bring this old friend back to my channel. Thanks to one of my subscribers, we finally got a chance. But in this video, I didn't want to just do a simple overview of this machine, but instead I decided to take it out for a full day of real use. I think you guys will find it interesting. What can a MacBook Air from 15 years ago actually do today, and how does it really perform? So let's check it out.
反正我们今天就从这里开始了，我们两个都起晚了。
My friend and I somehow both showed up 2 hours late. Great teamwork, right? On the way there, I was honestly pretty nervous because we had zero plans for the day.
这也是汇合了。然后我们现在的主线任务是去找一个星巴克，我待会儿会告诉你们为什么的。
We chose Starbucks for 2 reasons. First, I promised my friend the day before that I'll treat him to a coffee there. And second, as luck would have it, right when we met up, my client sent me some revision requests for the video, and I just happened to have the footage with me. So we thought, why not seize the moment and get started right there? And so we began our day's adventure in that Starbucks, which was filled with that unmistakable middle-class hipsterish vibe. But no sooner had we opened up the laptop than we ran into our first issue.
现在遇到了一件特别无语的事情，就是呢，它无论是我 iPhone 的热点，还是我另外一台安卓机的热点，这台 MacBook Air 2011它都连接不上。咱是一定对无线局域网有什么要求吗？
After we finally got the Wi-Fi working, I pulled out my USB drive, plugged in the cable, and was about to transfer some files. Then I realized USB-C didn't even exist in 2011, let alone on this MacBook Air. But luckily, as a tech content creator, my bag is basically a portable electronics store. I just grabbed a dongle, connected to the Air, and we're good to go. The client said a few clips needed replacing. All we had to do was to overlay the new footage and resync the subtitles. Simple, right? Well, that's when problem number 3 hit. My first instinct was to use CapCut. I'd been using it for nearly 6 months and was pretty comfortable with it. But macOS High Sierra is no longer supported by CapCut, and I don't own Final Cut Pro, let alone an older version that would run on this machine. Then, out of nowhere, I spotted an old app I'd long abandoned, iMovie. Right, iMovie. It's a basic editor, but for that kind of quick fix, it actually did the job just fine. But software was only half the battle. Let's talk about its hardware. This MacBook Air was the top spec model of its time. It has a Core i7 boosting up to 2.9 GHz, Intel HD 3000 graphics, and 4GB of DDR3 RAM. That was as good as it got back then. However, even though it can export videos maxed out at 1080p, during the export memory usage hit a terrifying 80%. Wow, while the fans sounded like it was about to take off. Oh yeah, back when MacBook Airs used Intel chips, they had fans, but the cooling was barely effective, and it blew hot air right through the keyboard gaps. In winter, it's a hand warmer, but in the summer, it's a hand burner. Anyway, we somehow got the export done. We put the frustrations aside, had a nice lunch, and then, right before our next stop, things went sideways again.
然后现在有一个突发状况，我们本来想去旁边的那个体育公园去拍点片的，结果现在呢，外面下雨了，我们已经被困在这个商场里边了。我们要从 City Walk 变成商场怎么说啊？变成 Market Walk 了。
We ended up killing half an hour waiting for the rain to stop, even wandered into a clothing store out of boredom. When the rain finally let up, we hit a trampoline park, because why not? We're a chaotic bunch to say the least. It was way too hot outside, so after filming, we went back indoors, and the filming device itself was pretty vintage too. I dug up an old iPhone 4S running iOS 6, thinking it paired perfectly with the MacBook Air from the same era. But honestly, there was barely any ecosystem synergy between a near obsolete iPhone and a MacBook already running its Mac-supported OS. The only real use I found was watching the Final Cut on a bigger screen. But even that screen was mediocre, 720p resolution with visible pixelation up close, and terrible viewing angles. Still, I give it a shot. Surprisingly, the video platform I used actually worked, but the performance load was, rough. So is there a better way? Well, as we all know, who makes the best software for Apple? Definitely Microsoft. The day before, I'd already used Boot Camp to calculate 100 gigabytes for a Windows partition and pre-installed a few basic apps. And honestly, Intel-era MacBooks run Windows ridiculously well. Even with multiple apps open at once, CPU usage barely crossed 50%. Wow. Watching videos, editing documents, no problem. The fan didn't even spin up, and it gets even crazier.
说起来很离谱，我们拿着 MacBook 在 Windows 系统打4399小游戏。我知道这很离谱，但是我们真的这么做了。
So that wraps up this seemingly simple day, but I have to confess, I cheated a little. For most of the heavy lifting, I secretly switched to my M1 MacBook Air, and to keep myself from backing out, I had my friend handle most of the actual work. Looking at him, then myself, I couldn't help but feel a bit sorry for me. I took a sip of my Ice Americano and felt even sorrier. But honestly, I can't ask for more. This is a 15-year-old MacBook after all. Even light office work can make it heat up. It's clear that this aging machine no longer belongs to this era. Rather than forcing it into daily use, maybe the better fate is to clean it up, put it back in its box, and wait for someone who truly appreciates it to discover it. And that's it for this video. Huge thanks to subscriber Maxim for providing some of the footage, and to Chris from neighboring channel for his help. Without them, I couldn't have made this video on my own. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot to us. And this is Jay Brandon, and hoping to see you for the next time. Bye 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 bye.